So the issue of the special prosecutor that we were just talking about came up during the White House press briefing earlier today, and here's what was said.
The White House opposed the appointment of a special prosecutor to continue the investigation?
We don't think it's necessary. You've got a House committee, a Senate committee, and the Department of Justice all working on this. I don't think that there's a necessary need at this point to add that.
George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley is in disagreement with the White House on this one. He joins us now. Jonathan, good to see you tonight. Why do you think there needs to be a special prosecutor here?
Well, first of all, for many weeks, I've actually questioned the need for a special prosecutor because I'm not too sure what the crime is. No one has yet to explain to me what the core crime that would be investigated with regard to Russian influence. The crimes that have been mentioned are things like failure to disclose items with General Flynn, and that's hardly something that's a major crime justifying a special counsel. I think that the way that the White House fired Comey and the when, more importantly, does give greater justification for the appointment of a special counsel. There's a lot of people who are not convinced by what the Deputy Attorney General said were the reasons for Comey's termination. I criticize many of those folks that are saying this had to be because the investigation is closing in on Trump. I don't see the crime, so I don't see how it's closing in on Trump. But I think the White House has created a major credibility problem.
Why? I mean, what timing would have worked better? I mean, if he wanted to get rid of Jim Comey, was there ever a good moment when he wouldn't have had this backlash?
January would have been nice. You know, the problem is to wait this long. Now, I understand it's not implausible to say that we waited for the Deputy Attorney General to come in. But there's also a need, I think, for the White House to recognize the realities here. The president has been criticizing the Russian investigation for weeks. He's been making it known that he's not happy with it. To lob off the head of the FBI director after that long of criticism creates a real appearance problem, and appearances matter in a political system. And I think the White House is making it very, very difficult for Republicans in Congress.
What about the suggestion in the president's letter that Jim Comey had told him on 3 occasions that he was not under investigation?
Well, it was sort of an odd thing. It sort of was parachuted in there and seemed a bit forced. I wasn't surprised by that because I have not seen any credible claim of collusion. In fact, you know, governments trying to influence elections are nothing new. Our government is a serial violator of that rule. We have tried to influence elections around the world. We've even overthrown governments. So from outside the country, our objections and shock seem a bit forced. But the question comes back to what's the crime? Yeah. Are we going to try to indict Vladimir Putin? Because that's not going to go very well.
It's a great question. And as you point out, Michael Flynn's perhaps negligence in filing forms and informing people about those speaking engagements and the money that he was getting from Turkey and from Russia are sort of the specific things that need to be digged into. And beyond that, there hasn't been much detailed of what could fall under that category of crime. Jonathan Turley, always good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.